Good morning, student. Because of some technical problem, I'm taking this lecture again. That is the emissary veins. Competencies for the emissary veins are: describe the emissary veins with its role in spread of infection from extracranial root to the intracranial venous sinuses. Objectives for today's lecture are: you must know that what are the emissary veins, what are the characteristic features, functions, and types of emissary veins, how they spread infection from extracranial root to the intracranial venous sinuses. Emissary veins, also known as vena emissaria, veins which connect the extracranial venous system with the intracranial venous sinuses, is known as the emissary veins. So the emissary veins are the veins which connect the extracranial venous system with the intracranial venous sinuses. They connect the veins outside the cranium to the venous sinuses inside the cranium. That is the cranial cerebral anastomosis. They drain from the skull through the skull into the larger meningeal veins and the dural venous sinuses. And these emissary veins passes through the skull foramen. So the emissary veins are the veins which connect the extracranial venous system with the intracranial venous sinuses. They connect the veins outside the cranium to the venous sinuses inside the cranium. And they drain from the skull through the skull into the larger meningeal veins and the dural venous sinuses. And these emissary veins passes through the skull foramen. So in this diagram, you can nicely appreciate the emissary vein. Here is the emissary vein. These are the dural venous sinuses and these are the extracranial veins. So this is the emissary vein which connect the dural venous sinuses with the extracranial vein. Coming to the characteristic features of the emissary veins, these veins are wall-less. Some veins are constant, other are inconstant or maybe absent. So these veins, there are many emissary veins, some are constant, other are inconstant, and sometimes they may be absent. These veins are thin-walled. Walls are attached tightly to the surrounding bones. So these are the characteristic features of the emissary veins. They are wall-less. Some veins are constant, other are inconstant, and it may be absent. These veins are thin-walled. Walls are attached tightly to the surrounding bones. Coming to the functions of the emissary veins, the function of the emissary veins is to provide the selective cooling of the brain. They provide alternative drainage route of the brain in the case of obstruction of the dural venous sinuses. They communicate the veins outside the skull with the dural venous sinuses. This communication helps to keep the pressure of the blood in the sinuses constant. So these are the functions of the emissary veins. Types of the emissary veins. There are several types of emissary veins, but common are parietal emissary veins, occipital emissary veins, posterior condylar emissary veins, mastoid emissary veins, sphenoidal emissary veins, Zucker-Candles emissary vein, and the foramen cecum emissary vein, which connects the nasal and the paranasal mucosa to the superior sagittal sinus. Veins connecting the cavernous sinus with the pterygoid venous plexus pass through the different foramina. And these foramina are foramen lacerum, foramen ovale, foramen vesali, and the foramen spinosum. All these foramina are present at the base of the skull, and when you study the osteology, you are going to know where they are situated. So as we progress, you are going to know the where is foramen lacerum, ovale, and vasalis, and the spinosum. Okay. So the veins which connect the cavernous sinus with the pterygoid venous plexus passes through the different foramina, and these foramina are foramen lacerum, ovale, vasalis, and the spinosum. Emissary veins. There are two sets of emissary veins of the parietal emissary vein and the mastoid emissary vein. Parietal emissary vein passes through the parietal foramina and communicate the scalp vein with the superior sagittal sinus. So superior sagittal sinus and the emissary vein connecting with the scalp veins. Mastoid emissary veins passes through the mastoid foramen and communicates the scalp veins with the sigmoid sinus. So various sinuses, they are communicated by these emissary veins. Clinical significance of the emissary veins. They may convey the infected thrombus from exterior to the interior of the cranial cavity. Rupture of an emissary vein can result in a subglial hemorrhage. These veins may be torn during the delivery, particularly vacuum-assisted deliveries, leading to the significant hematoma in the newborn skull. So, these emissary veins may convey the infected thrombus from the exterior to the interior of the cranial cavity. Rupture of an emissary vein can result in the subglial hemorrhage. These veins may be torn during the delivery, particularly the vacuum-assisted deliveries, leading to the significant hematoma in the newborn skull. Vein of the vasalis travel through the sphenoidal emissary foramen, which connect the pterygoid plexus with the cavernous sinus. This is an important route of spread of infection. Subsequent infection of the cavernous sinus can result in the septic cavernous sinus thrombosis and further spread of infection leading to the meningitis. And they are the potential source of intense bleeding and air or surgical material embolism during the surgical procedures. So these emissary veins may be potential source of intense bleeding. If you don't know where they are present, that time these veins may be torn during the surgery and there may be intense bleeding. Also, they are the source of air or the surgical material embolism during the surgical procedures. So this is all about the emissary veins. You may get short note on the emissary vein or 2-mark question like functions of the emissary veins, characteristic features of the emissary veins, different types of emissary veins, and the clinical significance of the emissary vein. Similarly, you may get a short note on the intramembranous ossification. Write down the various steps of the intramembranous ossification. So this is all about the membranous ossification, intramembranous ossification, and the emissary vein. Please read out and draw the diagrams carefully. Thank you.